We are the Force. We are the Force.
Yesterday, the Rays got back on the winning track thanks to a masterful performance by Alex Cobb and a walk-off blast from Sean Rodriguez in the 11th inning. Tonight, Tampa Bay opens a 3-game set versus David Ortiz and the Boston Red Sox. We welcome you to Tropicana Field tonight. The Rays back in action as they play host to the Boston Red Sox. Second team in on this 6-game homestand. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Good to see you tonight. Todd Callis will be along in just a few moments. Well, last night, late afternoon start for the Rays. A number of things good happened. They got their first win on this road trip. They got their first walk-off victory, and Alex Cobb returned.
A lot going on in yesterday's ball game. Easy to start out with Alex Cobb. Where it all began was his return, and wow, it was like he never left. I mean, he pitched into the 7th inning, 96 pitches, said that all 3 of his pitches he felt very comfortable with, had them all working, 6 2/3 shutout innings, but then Oakland in the 9th inning, the Rays would take the lead in the 7th. They would tie it up, but then and take the lead. And then Desmond Jennings, 2 strikes, 2 outs, base hit to center field would tie the game. And then Sean Rodriguez, same thing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and he gets a hanging slider. He'd hit the walk-off right there. So like I said, a lot going on. A blown lead in the 9th, down 2-1 in the 11th. They tie it, win it on that. Big day. You know the guys came to the field today with a bounce in their step, and they'll look to continue that and try to build some momentum tonight against the reeling Red Sox.
First career walk-off home run for Sean Rodriguez in the game last night. And tonight, the Rays will send Chris Archer to the mound. His thoughts deeper into the game. He'll square off against the Red Sox, and Todd Callis has more on that in a moment.
on a Friday night. Tom Foley going over some defensive moves with James Loney before this game. It'll be Chris Archer on the mound for Tampa Bay. Archer last year, of all the starters in the American League, had the hardest fastball by average, 95 miles an hour on the average. So sometimes you have that fastball and a good slider, you can get away with 2 pitches. He did make an interesting comment, though, at the end of his start in Anaheim. He said, I had a good changeup. I did not go to it. You can see he's only thrown 3.1% of his pitches this year as changeups. That's 30 pitches that are changeups on the year. Fastball 63%, slider almost 34%. So we asked him in Anaheim, what was the determining factor in going away from the changeup?
It is a conscious decision. We don't talk about it. We kind of let the game dictate what we're going to do. But man, my changeup's feeling really good. I threw a bullpen yesterday. It was on point. I threw on the side, like just playing catch today too, and everything was feeling good. It's a weapon. It's there, and definitely need to incorporate it more. There's no question about it.
So we'll see if he does go to that changeup more tonight against the Red Sox team. He has never lasted more than 5 innings in 4 career starts against Boston. We have 3 minutes and 20 seconds till the first pitch tonight. It's the Rays and the Red Sox. Archer against John Lackey right around the corner, right here on Sun Sports.
Tonight, Chris Archer heads to the mound here at home at Tropicana Field, coming off a road victory his last time out in Los Angeles, in Anaheim to be specific, against the Angels. He pitched into the 6th inning of that game, 5 2/3, as the Rays came away with a 3-0 victory. Let's take a look at the lineup he'll face tonight, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Brock Holt will lead it off, followed by Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, and then Dustin Pedroia. It'll be David Ortiz, the DH, followed by Mike Napoli and A.J. Przinsky. The outfielders, right fielder Shane Victorino, the bottom 3 of the order, with Grady Sizemore in left and Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field hitting 9th.
And they'll be going up against the Rays right-hander Chris Archer, making his 10th start of the season. His last time out, he picked up that third win. Went 104 pitches, 5 2/3 innings, no earned runs on 104 pitches. That was a season high for Chris.
And Brock Holt will lead it off. Third baseman, and the first pitch of this game presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Actually, the first pitch is presented by Pinch a Penny. Second pitch presented by Pinch a Penny as well, just to give them exclusivity. A 1-1 count. The Red Sox come in here. They dropped 7 in a row, 8 of their last 9. They're 20-26. The Rays are 20-28. High fly ball, center field, and Desmond Jennings is under it. 1 away.
Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay defense as it lines up tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, it's going to be Matt Joyce, Desmond Jennings, and Will Myers. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Yonel Escobar, Sean Rodriguez, and James Loney. Ryan Hannigan will be behind the plate.
Xander Bogaerts, while his teammates have had a difficult time collectively, he has been red hot at the plate. Bogaerts hitting .282 for the year. 9 out of his last 18. There's a strike. Nice pitch there. Slider on the outside edge.
And the fastball cut the middle of the plate. The slider, he starts it on the outer half, breaks it to the corner. 2+ pitches for Chris Archer. The explosive fastball and the tight wipeout slider.
It's a ball, 2 strikes.
You know, that's a pitch right there. You say, oh, that's a ball. It hit the dirt. That was good command on that pitch. That's exactly where Ryan Hannigan wanted that pitch. And when we talk about command, it's not always about strike throwing. It's putting the ball where you want it. And sometimes that's exactly what you want to do.
And you can see by Hannigan's reaction, he let Archer know that.
That's right. And that, you know what? And that's a good veteran catcher letting his pitcher know, listen, he didn't swing at it. That's fine. We took a shot. We had the count in our favor. It's exactly what I wanted. And that's the kind of interaction we see between these two.
2-2 the count here to Bogaerts. And he is out on strikes. Boy, came back with a nice slider to take care of him.
And here's the thing. He goes with the 0-2 slider. He doesn't bite. So then guess what he does? He comes with a fastball in. It's a ball. Fine. But the fastball in, followed up by the changeup away, and he does get him. That's a great job of pitch calling by Hannigan and Chris Archer execution.
So that's 2 up and 2 down. Here's Dustin Pedroia. It's close right there. Fastball. Mid-90s with that one. 95.
It's just about where he will sit. He's able to maintain that velocity deep into a game.
On the same spot. 96 with that one. So it's 2-0.
It looks as if the strike zone may be pretty tight tonight. Stu Sherwater behind the plate.
31-year-old umpire out of Regina, Saskatchewan. Three balls, no strikes, the count. And ball 4 inside. So a 4-pitch walk to Pedroia brings up David Ortiz. Sherwater assigned to the Pacific Coast League and on Major League call. He made his debut recently over in the National League at Dodger Stadium. He'll call the balls and strikes. The crew chief is Larry Vanover at first. Angel Hernandez at second. Adrian Johnson down at third. And the pitch is a strike.
I tell you, I love the shift that they play against David Ortiz, because they put Will Myers and they just back him up against the wall, and they play Sean Rodriguez clear out here. Because David Ortiz is not a speedster, doesn't run very well, you can give Sean Rodriguez all that extra room to range and make a play.
Now the count is 0-2. Ortiz, nothing of his last 17. He went 2 for 22 on a winless homestand for the Red Sox.
That's what really stood out. You know, the last time they had a winless homestand of 6 or more games, that was back in '94. Has been, well, 20 years.
And he chops one to the left side. That's going to go into left field for a base hit. Escobar, the only defender over there. And so Ortiz has a base hit to snap the 0 for 17, going the other way.
And he cracked his bat in doing it. Obviously, with the shift, that right there is going to be open for David Ortiz probably all series long. But that's not the damage that you're worried about with that guy. You're worried about the home run, the extra base hit. If he's going to do that, you take your chances that he's not going to make a habit out of it.
Here's Mike Napoli. The Red Sox traditionally see a lot of pitches at the plate, and he sees more than anybody in their lineup. Almost 4.6 pitches on average per plate appearance. The pitch is down.
And I believe that he led Major League Baseball in that category last year. Very, very patient. It's been a staple of this club. And, you know, they've done a nice job, again, seeing a lot of pitches as a team, working walks in the top of the American League. Yeah. Their problem is getting them in.
That's
these kind
exactly
of situations,
right.
They have struggled.
There's a strike, and the count is 1-1. Just to zero in. Last year he saw 4.59 pitches every plate appearance. This year he is seeing 4.58 pitches.
How about
behind last year's pace.
Way too aggressive.
1-1 count on him. Strike 2 call. Fastball. Again, mid-90s.
Reason that's the best pitch in baseball. I mean, knee-high, outside corner. That ball looks like it's a mile away from you. Especially with Napoli, who will start to open up just a little bit to get things started.
Now back. It's going to be out of play.
Yeah, this Red Sox team, you know, they're 5th in the league in average. Taking 180 walks, that's 4th, but they're 13th in runs. Only averaging just over 4 runs a game, and it's because that runner's in scoring position, 238. That is 13th in the American League. Chris Archer would like to lower that by a point right here.
Takes the count to 2-2. Well, it didn't take him long to get to 95, 96. Right from the get-go here.
I really believe that after the way the Rays won yesterday's game, that this is the best team they could have possibly faced. And not because they've lost 7 in a row, but it just seems that these series with the Red Sox, with the Yankees, bring out the best in the Rays. And now's when you need to see it.
And now the count is full. So he wants to get him here. He retired the first 2, then walked Pedroia, the base hit to Ortiz, And here we are with a little more of an extended first inning than Joe Madden and Jim Hickey would prefer.
It's what hurt him in his last start against the Angels, 5 walks. It's what hurt him in his last start against the Red Sox earlier this year. He didn't get out of the 5th inning because of 5 walks.
3-2. There is strike 3 call. Fastball got him looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 2 men left. Here's the strikeout pitch. We'll go to the bottom of the 1st. No score. As the designated hitter. Rest of the lineup, and all presented by Southern Ford Dealers tonight. Evan Longoria again hits second, and Matt Joyce. Will Myers clean up. James Loney and Desmond Jennings. John Rodriguez, last night's hero. Yunel Escobar is the shortstop hitting 8th, and Ryan Hannigan 9th.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Boston Red Sox, right-hander John Lackey making his 10th start of the season, 5-3 record, ERA just over 4. He has been feast or famine for the Red Sox this year. 3 of his 9 starts, 5 earned runs or more. 6 of the 9, 2 earned runs or fewer.
So Lackey ready to go to work against David DeJesus. Well, DeJesus just fits so well into that leadoff spot, especially against right-handed pitching. Ball, no strikes.
And he's acclimated himself quite well to the DH role. Not a lot of guys can do that. It's a more difficult undertaking than you would imagine when you're not getting a chance to play the field.
1-1.
A lot of guys will tell you, they just don't feel like they're part of the game. You're taking one at bat every 45 minutes, every hour, whatever it may be. You got to try to keep yourself busy and keep yourself ready.
Yeah, there's a psychological side to that as well as a physical side. Pop fly towards Sizemore and left. That'll be the first out.
Let's take a quick look at the Boston Red Sox defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left and right, Grady Sizemore, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Shane Victorino. Across the infield, third to first, Brock Holt, Xander Bogaerts, Dustin Pedroia, and Mike Napoli. A.J. Pierzynski will be behind the plate.
Well, there's Evan Longoria up in the number 2 spot again. Swinging and missing. Strike 1. Madden moved him up there to try to take a big load off his shoulders. Longoria, you could tell over the last few days, you say, well, he started depressed. He just wasn't very happy with the way things had gone and with the stretch he'd been in. And he's one of the guys who will lead the charge. See pretty good numbers against Lackey, and so Madden wanted to get him up in that second spot so that just hit the ball, just get on base. Don't worry about carrying anybody, just swing the bat like you can. Hot shot, that's going to skip past Bogarts. Got a glove on it, deflecting it into shallow left, and Longoria has a base hit his first time up. Evan had that base hit in the 11th inning last night to get things started. Now a 1-out single in the first tonight.
And Xander Bogaerts was shading a little bit up the middle. That's why this ball was hit really where your standard shortstop is going to be sitting. See where he's at. This ball is actually right to the shortstop position, but because of the defensive placement, he has to try to play it as a backhand, and it was too tough a play to base hit. Yeah, you know, with Evan Longoria the last few days, the last week or so, you never know what a guy's feeling on the inside, but with him the last few days, you were able to start to see it. And I think that it became obvious to everybody just how much responsibility that he takes in being, you know, the leader of these guys as far as the lineup goes, and wanting to do maybe a little bit too much. And so you remark about what Joe said. I think that's a pretty good move.
Yep, that's our big Buick matchup. Joyce against Lackey. Good lifetime numbers with Evan at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the Rays have, as we all know, they've had a difficult go of it the first now quarter plus of the season. And as much as you try not to press and not to make more of it, particularly if you're in the middle of it, there's a base hit through the right side. Longoria turns and hangs on. The ball bobbled for just a brief moment out in right field by Victorino. So the Rays put 2 men aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the first.
Matt Joyce finding that open hole. Evan Longoria being held on by Mike Napoli, and he just hammers this ball right through there. You know, some interesting numbers when you look at John Lackey against the Rays' career. 13-7 over 22 starts, but much like Sabathia, since John Lackey has gone to Boston, a losing record, 4-5 with an ERA of over 6. So the Rays have had his number the last few years.
Will Myers in the box. Pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Lackey coming back last year after missing the 2012 season. He was 10-13 with a 3.52 over 29 starts last year. Nice movement on that slider. The count is 1-1.
John Farrell trying to get this Red Sox team turned around. Talked already about the fact they've lost 7 games in a row. They've got this road series here against the Rays. They've got 4 games with the Braves and then 3 more with the Rays. A tough 10-game stretch for them. And a chance for one of these teams to make a move.
Ground ball third, backed up. Holt with the throw down to second out there. Safe at first, the ball loose. But Longoria still at first, or still at third. And safe at first is Myers.
Yeah, that's where if you're doing some scouting, you just eat this ball here. Brock Holt going to have to back up, throw long to Pedroia. No way with the runner bearing down that you're going to get Will Myers. He runs too well up the line. And that ball almost got away from Napoli, allowed the Rays to maybe sneak a run right there.
Yeah, an aggressive turn at third there would have led to a run. So it's first and third with 2 gone. James Loney. Loney 7th in the league in hitting. This pitch blocked by Pierzynski. Six runs batted in for the Rays first baseman. There goes a runner, and the pitch chopped to third. Hope will make the throw. Loney's out, and the Rays leave a couple men, do not score. On to the second. On Sun Sports, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By AT&T, mobilizing your world. By Checkers. Checkers brings big flavor for a small price. Feed your craving for quality for only $1. Cha-ching. And by Bluebell Ice Cream. There's Archer allowing a couple of base runners in the first, but no runs. Rays had a couple base runners in the first, but no runs. And here's A.J. Pierzynski to lead off the second inning. First pitch strike from Archer. Veteran catcher Pierzynski, 258. Ball, 1 strike.
You know, much like we've seen Rays pitchers in the past against this very patient Boston lineup, if you come right after them early, you can put them on the defensive. You see it, a number of these pitches catching a lot of plate Red Sox hitters taking, including Mike Napoli.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's surprising.
It was, because you know what, during that course of that at bat, Chris Archer's command was a little bit off, and so with 2 runners already aboard and some life brewing for the Red Sox, Mike Napoli's got to be thinking fastball or slider, one or the other. He doesn't want to walk you, so you got to be sitting heater, and he threw one right down the middle. He couldn't get the bat off his shoulder.
And there's strike 3 call. Another fastball.
That one was located, and A.J. Pierzynski can moan all he wants, but this is a great pitch here by Archer. A little two-seam with a little comeback action, and it was right there, frozen. No complaints about that. That's a good pitch.
Third strikeout for Archer. Here's Shane Victorino. Victorino at 253. Switch hitter, but he continues to hit right-handed. He had a year ago some core issues, hamstrings, back issues. All of that made it difficult for him to hit left-handed, and so he, at least for this extended stretch, has turned into a right-handed hitter. That's a strike. 2-1. Now that the count goes 2-1, Rodriguez has moved to the first base side of second.
And there's that alignment where you put Escobar in the hole and leave the big part of the middle of the field open.
Chopper down to third, right at the bag. Longoria, the throw to first base. Stallone in time, 2 gone. Well, the Boston Red Sox 20-26. They've lost 7 in a row. Our Southern Chevy dealers storyline, and the offense has been an issue, but so has the starting pitching.
Yeah, that's the big one right there, because those are your guys that are leading off the game, setting the tone. You know, you'll a lot of times as your starters go, so will your team, and that's what's happened with Boston Slide. Also hasn't helped that in those 7 games they've scored 16 runs. It's not going to win many.
Grady Sizemore takes the pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes on the veteran outfielder. Late right there. The count is 1-1. Well, let's take a look at the East. You see the Blue Jays now in first place, 4 games over 500. The Yankees just 2 over a game back. Baltimore, then the Red Sox and the Rays. So while the Rays and the Red Sox not happy with what they've been doing so far, 1-2 now, they're still very much in the hunt in the East with a ton of baseball to be played.
That's why the next week and a half is so important, because these teams play each other 6 times, and you've got a chance to bury one or the other if you can just come out and dominate and have a good 10 days.
See another 1-2 pitch. And that's the one thing about the Rays. They have been frustrated to a great degree, absolutely up front about that, but still just 6 games back because of the makeup of the AL East this year.
Well, you look at it this way. This team, you want them to start playing well, and you want them to start playing well like right now, because as you look the way that the schedule plays out, to get to 85 wins, they'd have to go 16 games over 500 right now, 65-49, and that's just to get to 85. Yep. Will that be enough? I mean, who knows in this division the way they've been going, but anything more than that, now you're talking up to 20 games over. You got to get it started now.
Well, we talked about coming out of spring training, 90 wins, maybe 89 might win it. Maybe fewer than that now. The way this whole division is stacking up, I mean, you wouldn't have got many buyers. Here's the Red Sox coming off a great year. The Rays picked by many as the preseason favorites. That's why you play the schedule. 3-2 now to Sizemore, and here's another case with 2 outs. He got ahead of Sizemore, and now he's 3-2. And a little bit of a pattern through his starts with this kind of situation. It'd be nice just to see him dispose of Sizemore and have a 1-2-3 inning. Base hit up the middle.
And Chris Archer not happy with himself at all. Got ahead, and then all of a sudden gets to 3-2, gives the hit up the middle. He actually dove for that ball, slammed his glove down in disgust when it made it up the middle. See it right here. Not real happy.
got the first 2 men again. So here we are with Jackie Bradley Jr. hitting .201.
And you're talking about the win totals. Let's if it were to be 90, the record going out for the Rays 70 and 44. It's time to jump on that gas pedal.
One ball, no strikes to Bradley Jr. High toss to first. Sizemore back in.
Chris Archer going to keep an eye on Grady Sizemore, opposing base stealers. 5 out of 7. He does have a pickoff.
One ball, one strike.
This Boston Red Sox team, as far as their running game, it has been non-existent. They're 14th in the American League in stolen bases with 14, and they've also been caught 11 times.
You know, it's interesting to match up these two teams and pick a category, and they are eerily similar. This one is fouled, and the count is 1-2. And that's one of them. Rays are 13th in the league in steals. Red Sox are 14th. In home runs, Boston's 10th. The Rays are 12th. In runs scored, Boston's 13th. The Rays are 12th. Team average, the Rays are 12th. Boston's 13th. Team ERA, you've got one team 8th and the other team 10th. I mean, it's across the board like that.
Look at the record.
Yeah.
20 and 26, 20 and 28.
And there aren't many people would have predicted that out of either one of these teams.
This Boston Red Sox team last year scored 853 runs, and they were the only team over 800 runs. The Tigers were next at 796, but you lose Saltalamacchia, Ellsbury's gone, Stephen Drew gone. Now he's been re-signed, but then some holes.
Cut and a foul ball. Count remains 2-2.
And even with Stephen Drew and what he did last year offensively, Xander Bogaerts, about 30 points higher in the average so far.
Yeah, he'll be swinging back to third when Drew's ready.
Yep.
Middlebrook's hurt, the fractured finger. Great stop by Rodriguez. Oh, safe at second base. A great play by Rodriguez and an attempt to get Sizemore on the toss to Escobar. It was very close. Angel Hernandez on the call. Boy, what an effort by Sean Rodriguez, and the Rays going to check to see what they think about that call. And here comes Joe Madden out.
Oh, it's going to be really close, because as Grady Sizemore slides in, watch the toe point up.
Madden already has reversed his field.
Yep.
Got about halfway to the first base coaching box and looked out at Angel Hernandez and gave him a little tip of the cap.
I think it's Wichita to get him out there. I wonder what the call is to bring him back. Or no, yeah, that's right. Or was it Omaha? Or that's Peyton Manning?
Yeah, Wichita to an act.
That's right, because he had done some time there.
Yeah, that's right.
Served some time there.
Yeah,
not in the joint,
no,
in baseball.
Yeah, at Lawrence Stadium out there, and that great tournament they've had for years. So let's just clarify that. That, by the way, is a base hit for Bradley, and boy, Rodriguez almost turned that into the out to end the inning. But here we are again. First two men out, next two on base.
And he may get out of this unscathed, but guess what that does to the pitch count? Already at 45. His season high was last start at 104.
Yeah, he had 22 pitches in the first inning. That after using 8 pitches to get the first 2 outs. Fly ball to center. Right there to catch it, Jennings to retire Brock Holt. 2-man left. Bottom of the second coming, no score.
Second. Now, before the game, David Price talked about Alex Cobb's performance yesterday, calling it a tremendous outing and getting things going the right way. He also sent out this tweet after the walk-off win. Good to see Cobber back out there being his normal nasty self. Huge walk-off homer by Roddy. Hashtag let's get it going. Price also said, guys, if we can all start throwing the ball like Alex Cobb, we'll be in the right direction.
Well, you can't argue with that, and we'll be chatting with Alex Cobb in the top of the third inning. So we'll get something direct from him. Oh, what a job he turned in again, coming right off the DL.
Be really anxious.
Jennings lifts a fly ball to right. Victorino is there, and so on an 0-1 pitch, Jennings is the first out.
Be really anxious to see what his mindset was going into that start yesterday. As the team has been sliding, you want to avoid getting swept against, the Oakland A's, and he hasn't pitched in so long, probably chomping at the bit to get out there, but yet went out there and performed like he always does. Nothing phases the guy, and he was so efficient and so locked in. It was just amazing to watch.
Sean Rodriguez, high towering popper on the left side. Bogarts is there waiting for it and makes the catch. A couple of quick outs here in the second inning posted by John Lackey. And Escobar will take a little time getting to the plate. Escobar hitting .265. Push the pitch low. Lackey 35. He'll be 36 in October. It's 1-1. Escobar has had some very good career numbers against Lackey. You see Lackey's career 12th season, 143 wins. Two balls and a strike. Pitch just missed. 3-1. Lackey pitched 8 innings against the Rays at Fenway back at the end of April. Gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. That 3-1 slider to take the count to 3-2. Cut the miss. Lackey strikes out Escobar. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. First strikeout for Lackey. No score, on to the third. Third, no score in this one. First game, the 3-game series, Rays and the Red Sox, and we are pleased to have Alex Cobb join us from the Rays dugout. And Alex, congratulations! Great to see you back in action, and congratulations on a great comeback start last night.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was a fun game. Wish you guys could have been here to witness it.
I think everybody at home feels the same way.
Yeah.
Well, we'll watch the highlights now and take care of that.
Just as good.
Yeah, see that spot the fastball.
There you go.
Change up good. Locking guys up. It's pretty typical.
Yeah, it's pretty vintage Alex Cobb. Well, Alex, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Alex, I got to ask you, and you may already know this question, but interested to know what your mindset was going into that start yesterday. The team had obviously been struggling at home, and here for you, it's almost like opening day all over again. Tell us a little bit about what the mind was like going out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, throughout the course of my career already, there's been so many different mindsets that I've had to be in. Big games, small games, just typical games. So a big part of my development getting up to this point has been to try to have a normal mindset going into every single game and stay even keeled, don't get up, don't get down, really have a consistent attitude every night. So, I kind of took that into last night, and, I'd be lying if if I didn't say I was a little more amped up than a normal regular season game. But you know, amped combined with a little bit well rested, usually, you know, you do pretty well with those two combinations. So you know, I just went out there and I really was not trying to do too much, and just execute pitches each and every time and get as deep into the game as I could with whatever pitches I had.
Bogart's leading off here with the 3-1 count. Given the nature of that injury, the oblique, any thoughts in the back of your head about that, or was that something that you knew you were ready and that was absolutely not a part of what you went through?
Well, for the most part, when I go, unfortunately, I've come back from a couple injuries already, and anytime I go out there, I have to leave whatever's happened in the past and go out there 100% with pure conviction on every pitch, or else more likely than not you're going to get hit around a little bit and you could end up hurting yourself even more once again. So I've learned that if you're cleared and you feel 100%, you tell the staff and management that you're good to go, you better be good to go out there. So you can't really have any thoughts of hesitation when you're on the mound, because it doesn't do any good for anybody. So, but yeah, obviously it's in the back of my mind when I'm leading up to that game and wondering if I'm 100%. But when I'm out on the mound, no, that the thought doesn't really cross my mind.
You know, the oblique injury, a very tough injury, especially for anybody, especially for a baseball player. I'm sure that early on there wasn't a whole lot that you can do. What do you do with your competitive nature to occupy your mind and your body as you start to overcome that type of injury?
Well, it's a frustrating one, because every movement you do and throughout the course of a day, not even baseball activity related, it's affecting your oblique. So the first few days I flew home from Cincinnati, had to literally sit on the couch and just watch the team play against Baltimore for 3 days straight, and that was pretty tough. And then once I got back, we were able to start doing a little bit of rotational stuff. And then, you know, after about 10 days, I was able to start throwing again. And really, once the 10-day mark hit, I felt like it flew by pretty quick. You know, we had a target date in mind of hoping to get back for that series with Oakland. And, you know, so the steps leading up to that process really allowed it to, in my mind, fly by a lot quicker than the five weeks and 5 days, whatever it was, which, you know, relatively seems pretty long, but me going through it actually didn't feel quite as long as it was.
Yeah, you know, you're pretty amazing when it comes to command, and it's amazing to I think those of us who watch you work and how natural that seems to you. You know, when it seems that natural when you're watching it, it's not as easy as we all seem to comprehend that it is. What's the process? How quickly did all of that come back to you after the layoff?
Well, I don't know why it didn't leave me as much as it has in the past. You know, BA can attest to that, the fact that if you take a day off from throwing, the next day you come back and you have no idea where the ball's going. So, you know, imagine taking 10 days off. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult, but a good thing that I've been able to develop in my career so far is just making notes of mechanical issues, of checkpoints, and how to get back to where I'm feeling 100% and comfortable on the mound. So throughout this period of being down for 5 weeks, I've read it, I mean, countless amount of times of just running through the mechanics in my mind and visually seeing the pitch come out, and you know, that's helped a lot. So once I did get back out on the mound and start throwing again, it didn't take me all too long to get, you know, that fastball location, which is the most difficult thing to get back. The off speed, you can kind of throw down the middle for the most part, so you don't have to really work on the location. So, you know, the fastball command came back a lot quicker than I was expecting, just based off of last year coming off the line drive injury. The first game, it just wasn't as sharp as it usually is. So, you know, I had the 2 live BP sessions, a rehab start, and really towards probably the 3rd inning of the rehab start, I really felt extremely comfortable with all my pitches.
There's Ortiz up here. Pedroia's walked, 1 on, 1 out. 2 strikes the count on David Ortiz.
You know, talk to us a little bit. I mean, obviously very difficult for you to have to take that time off while the team was struggling, but you had a couple of guys step in, Cesar Ramos, Eric Bedard. Talk a little bit about how they've acclimated themselves into the rotation. We know that you're a very tight-knit group, and then just how everything has come together. Of course, Cesar back in the bullpen now, but Eric's still there.
Yeah, I mean, I know Cesar's been getting his credit here and there, but what he was able to do throughout this stretch of time has been, hopefully at the end of the year we can say he was one of the reasons why, you know, we're in this hunt and we're in a playoff chase, because he saved everybody, really. He was an unsung hero for the most part, and the fact that he went from starter, bullpen, then middle of starting, went back into the bullpen for on his bullpen day and came out in New York and pitched really well. There's just a lot of things he did extremely well that, you know, this team really can't thank him enough for, and now he's back in the bullpen doing his thing in there. And, you know, on Eric's behalf, I mean, he might be one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. He's just getting the job done quietly, and he's not requiring much attention to do so. You know, he's going out there every 5th day and giving his team a chance to win. So we got extreme. I know there's been a lot of talk about this pitching staff not meeting its expectations going into the season, but those 2 guys are not the cause of that. They've been extremely helpful and filling in huge roles that we need them to.
Yeah, and I think everybody who follows this club is happy to see you back, and it would appear that things will start to fall into place commensurate with the ability and the effort that you guys give, and we appreciate your time here with us tonight.
Absolutely, guys. My pleasure.
All right, Alex Cobb with us.
Guys.
Appreciate the visit here in the top of the 3rd. 2 strikes the count to Mike Napoli. Archer walked Pedroia, a couple of strikeouts in the inning, and ahead of Napoli. Got him looking the first time. And he shoots that outside part, missed with the fastball at 96.
Well, it's been a tight strike zone all night long, and this right here, although very close, that has not been getting called. But that's okay. 0-2, you want to expand just a little bit, see if he's willing to chase. Saw Ortiz did it in the previous strikeout.
Five strikeouts tonight for Archer. He's walked a couple. He surrendered 3 hits. It takes the count to 2-2. Top of the 3rd here, no score. The Rays and the Red Sox. Orioles have a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd against Cleveland. And the Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead in the top of the 4th over the A's in Toronto. It's Scott Kazmir against Liam Hendricks. Two now to Napoli. It'll be out of play, a foul ball. John Farrell looking on. Last year, the 2nd highest vote getter and manager of the year for that great season they had. 97 wins. He finished 2nd to Terry Francona, the former Red Sox manager, now managing the Indians. Oh, strike 3 call. He strikes him out. Strikes out the side. He was looking for a fastball there. Got the slider. No score, middle of the 3rd. And to hit, it's now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Oh, there's a photo op right there.
DJ Kitty hat, popular item. It's going to be really good for those brutal Florida winters.
Yes. Well, it gets to be 61
at night.
Ryan Hannigan leads off the first pitch. Fastball outside. Hannigan hitting out of the 9th spot, so he'll be followed by DeJesus and then Longoria. Ahead in the count, 2-0. There's David DeJesus. Rays with a couple hits. The Red Sox have 3, no score. Oakland has scored a run in the 4th at Toronto. It's now 3-1 Blue Jays. And a 3-0 count right here. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a tight zone. It really has. The edges have been true. That one looked to be a pretty good pitch at the bottom of the zone. Doesn't get the call.
Oh. 3-1 the count. Chopped down to third. Holt backs up, but he has a little extra time with the Rays catcher, particularly. That hamstring's still not 100%. Hannigan's out of there third to first. Let's check in with Todd Callis. Todd?
Yeah, Dwayne, you can see in front of me here this sign that we always remember Don Zimmer up here on the facade of the press box. But today the tribute has extended to on the field as well, as Rays third base coach Tom Foley is wearing number 66, and he's wearing the Zimmer jersey. MLB has approved one player or coach, in this case Tom Foley's as close to Zim as anybody in the Rays clubhouse, that can wear this jersey indefinitely. So the Rays want Zim, who's watching our games in Dunedin right now, and hopefully he'll be back at the stadium soon. Everybody in the clubhouse wants Zim to know they are thinking about him, and Tom Foley will wear the Zim jersey as long as he wants, beginning tonight, guys.
Yeah, that's a great move on the part of the Rays, and in this case Tom Foley. And Zim just happens to be the kind of guy that when he's not around, you do miss him. I mean, he has that presence, and so he is absolutely missed because he is fun to be around.
All the way around. Nice to see. I love the fact that the jersey has gone from hanging in the dugout. Now it's made the field.
Yeah.
It's made the field. It's tremendous. And you're right. You do know when Zim's around, especially if he summons you. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be pretty on the other end. Maybe every now and then.
Yeah, it's sort of like being summoned to the principal's office.
Mischievous little grin.
Mm-hmm. A 2-1 count to DeJesus. It's out of play, and it's 2-2. There's Evan Longoria on deck. The run for Oakland, by the way, came on the 11th home run of the year by Brandon Moss.
Rays did a nice job against Brandon Moss. Mm-hmm. They did a nice job. Actually, they did a nice job overall against that team who came in so very hot, having scored 30 runs in the previous 3-game series against the Indians before coming to Tropicana Field.
Down to first. Napoli takes care of it. 3 unassisted. Well, in tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. Evan Longoria with a couple of hits in his last 2 at-bats. He singled in the first inning tonight. He had an 11th inning base hit to get the Rays on track to a walk-off win last night. Maybe he'll park one. Pitch is too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Longo with a couple of career home runs against John Lackey. It's 1-1. Evans now 12 of 37 lifetime against him, so pretty good numbers all around against the veteran right-hander. Foul right back over the screen. He works over a new baseball. He's had more success against left-handed hitting than right-handed hitting. 337 right-handers have hit against him. Lefties just 224. We'll take the count to 2-2.
That's something that's plagued both John Lackey and Chris Archer. Surprising in both cases.
Yeah, that's another case where, you know, we're comparing the teams and their numbers.
Right.
That lefty-righty breakdown eerily similar between these two guys. Right-handers coming into the game hitting 346 off Archer. Lefties 224. Well, against Lackey, lefties 224 and right-handers 337. That's going to be out of play.
This game may never end.
I mean, you really do have a couple of teams that, from a numbers point of view, about as evenly matched as you can find. And Joyce on deck. Liner, base hit. Longoria 2 for 2. Oh boy, that's a good sign with the hit last night. 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, and which each hit for Evan Longoria, it starts to build that confidence a little bit more, and that's when you really hope that the power stroke starts to come around. But right here, 2 strikes. He's got to protect and cover. Doesn't have a whole lot of room to play with either, but he hit that ball so hard he squeezed it up the middle.
Two gone with a runner aboard, and here's Matt Joyce. Ball 1. Matt singled his first time. Krasinski with an idea about throwing around the hitter Joyce down to first, but Longoria is back in without a play.
That's why in those secondary leads, you know, two outs in the inning, you want to get a good secondary and be running on contact in case there's a ball shot into the gap. You've got a chance to score, but if the pitch is taken, you've got to be able to, especially with a left-handed hitter, to get back to first base quick. Those catchers will snap throw you.
That's a strike. And on that pitch, Lackey wasn't happy that he didn't get a strike out of that. Whether it's going to be a call or a check swing, and they eventually did go down to Adrian Johnson, who said no. But with the catcher that active back there on that play, it's tough to get the benefit of the doubt if you're the pitcher. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Longoria started and stopped off first that time.
And for good reason. John Lackey, the running game, he does not slow it down very often. 8 out of 9 this year against him. And how about these totals, stolen base totals with John Lackey with Boston, 26, 33, 36.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I guess 11.
Yeah.
33 steals, 3 caught stealings.
Right.
Yeah.
So anybody that can go will go.
Full count now on Matt Joyce.
And I'll promise you, I'll bet the farm right now. I'll put it all out there, all the chips to the middle, that Evan Longoria is going to try to go on this pitch.
Good. Yeah. I know you're right there on the edge.
It's the way I like it.
That's the way you live. You're just reckless.
Just keep the camera. Watch him. Guarantee it.
Counts full, 2 outs. Let's see what happens.
Go.
Ground ball. Back at first. That's fair. Handled by Napoli to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit. We'll be back with the Gambler here as we go to the 4th. No score. Field, Rays and the Red Sox get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Only a few dates remain. Act now to make your group reservation right behind the Rays bullpen. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or online at raysbaseball.com. Chris Archer, 66 pitches through 3. So he is ahead of his season's pace. He's averaged around 17 pitches an inning. 1 strike to count to Brzezinski. Way high. Archer got the first 2 men in the first inning, then gave up a walk and a single. Got the first 2 men in the second inning, gave up a couple of hits. Struck out Bogarts to start the third, walked Pedroia, then struck out Ortiz and Napoli. And the 1-1 lifted into left toward the line, and Joyce is there. Brzezinski is the first out here in the top half of the 4th inning. Our Toyota trend. Well, you just look at 13 and 14 and note the decline in winning percentage there. Red Sox and the Rays 1 and 2. It's not the way these two teams had it figured. Not the way anybody really had it figured.
I think right now, as the standings go in the American League East, completely upside down compared to what you thought coming into the season. Now, this is the team that won the World Series last year, Boston Red Sox. The Rays, I thought that, I know that we thought, and everybody, that on paper coming into the season, one of the strongest teams that they've ever put together, maybe the strongest team. And yet here through a little over the first quarter of the season, it has not gone according to plan for a myriad of reasons. But you know what? You look back, we were talking earlier about what the Rays would have to do to get to 85 wins. Mm-hmm. You remember last year when they were in last place in June,
yep,
and then went on a tear where they won 22 out of 27. So it's possible.
Yep.
But
well, and the game's filled with teams that have done things like that, mm-hmm, and really even more. I mean, if you look back through history, and to me, it always seems predicated on good pitching. If you're going to get that good starting pitching night after night, which helps to set up, organize your bullpen, which only makes the bullpen better, then you've got a chance to run off a streak like that.
Yep. What was it, a couple years ago when the Rockies, they went like, what, 20, 21 to end the season? It was something ridiculous.
Down to third, Longoria takes care of the ground ball by Victorino. 2 outs.
But that's where it all starts. You're right. The starting pitching, the reasons that you gave for the bullpen, and then it allows, your offense to not put a lot of pressure on itself and know if we just go out, do our thing, move some runners, some timely hitting, score 3 or 4 runs, we're going to win.
Yeah. And here's the thing about the offense. Offense probably better than what we've seen. But the key to this team is pitching and defense. And that's always been the key to the success the Rays have had, which means that you're going to win some close and low scoring games. But as they tried to get their pitching sorted out and innings properly distributed, there were a few more runs scored against this team, which then magnifies the lack of offense. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the 4th. So the key is going to be just to get that pitching straightened out. The Rays showing some signs of doing that. The conversation we had with Alex Cobb to get him back on the mound like yesterday, that's a very big development for the Rays. 2-0. And you still have to think that the offense is going to be better. Right? You look up and down the line at some of these guys, their averages are not what they're going to be at the end of the day. Well, 2 outs and suddenly a 3-0 count on the number 8 hitter.
Yeah, this is what will drive your catcher, your pitching coach, your manager, the guy in the 3rd row, us, Rick Odioso, crazy.
And there's ball 4. So with 2 outs, another base runner.
Well, it just hurts. It hurts the pitch count. This has been the ongoing theme so far in this ball game. Chris Archer, right out of the gate, first 2 hitters of an inning, very sharp, and then all of a sudden, Boston able to mount something after that, and that's a bad one there, a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, you run a higher pitch count, you turn the lineup over, they see you more often.
He had a chance too. First 2 outs on 8 pitches. Mm-hmm. Now you hope he gets an out right here quick and be done with it. But
well, that's how he started the evening. He got the first 2 hitters in the 1st inning on 8 pitches, wound up well over 20 pitches in that inning. There's a strike to Bradley Jr. It's now 1-1. For Bradley Jr., contact continues to be an issue. Fouls it, and the count goes to 1-2. Bradley with 45 strikeouts and 134 at bats coming into this game.
That's been one of the big blows with the Red Sox. Jackie Bradley Jr. taking over center field for Jacoby Ellsbury.
Sizemore back in at first, on for the second time, this time with a walk. Carries out of play, back to third. For the Red Sox, no runs, 3 hits for the Rays. And the 1-2. Bradley checks his swing and fouls another one out of play.
And continue to work at bats, force a pitcher to work hard. Right now over 20 pitches an inning for Chris Archer, and if that holds true, you're looking at maybe 5+ innings.
Strike 3 call. Got him looking with a fastball. That's 7 strikeouts for Archer. He had a couple in the first, another one in the second. Struck out the side in the third, another strikeout in the fourth. No score. Rays Wives host a spring cleaning drive to benefit the Pet Pal Thrift Store May 24th, which would be tomorrow. Fans are asked to bring donations of gently used items in good condition to Lot 7 outside of Gate 1. For more information, visit www.raysbaseball.com/pet-drive. The cleanup hitter, Will Myers, stepping in front of James Loney and Desmond Jennings. Liner into the left. Sizemore is there. 1 pitch, 1 out on the line drive.
Yeah, I know only one to get the job done. I don't know anyone that can cover.
Lackey has not walked anybody. Longoria 2 hits and Joyce has a hit. James Loney. The strike. Rays put men at first and third in the first. Longoria was left at first in the 3rd inning. 1-1 pitch into Loney. Rolls it straight back to the bottom of the stands. Two and two. Full count. Three-two. Headed to the second baseman, Pedroia. 2 up, 2 down for the Rays in the bottom of the 4th. So nothing doing here so far against Lackey. With Desmond Jennings on his way to the plate.
You get the feeling as this game moves on, it's going to come down to either one mistake out over a plate that a team could jump on and hit a bomb, or an offense is going to have to start trying to manufacture things. When they get base runners, you've got 2 pitchers out on the mound that are susceptible to the running game. And you maybe have to put some guys in motion, whether it's a straight steal, a hit and run, something to try to put the pressure on that opposing defense.
Well, Desmond drove in the game tying run yesterday in the 11th inning against Oakland. He'd gone a couple of weeks without a run batted in. Desmond takes it low. It's now 1-1. Well, this is similar to the game Lackey pitched against the Rays up in Boston. And he gets the call there. Now 1-2. So 2 runs, 6 hits, 8 innings and a walk, 5 strikeouts at the end of April in Boston.
Well, Dwayne, you were talking about, you had that graphic, how the Boston starters, who overall are a pretty solid group, have been struggling recently. You know, 6 of their last 7 games, they've given up double-digit hits as a pitching staff, led by those starters. John Lackey off to a much better start here tonight.
Yeah, he gave up 6 runs in a little over 5 innings his last time out. Strikes out Jennings, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. Second 1-2-3 inning of the night for Lackey. On to the 5th. No score.
at Tropicana Field. Don't forget, people are starting to catch the idea of the flex packs. You have to pay just the same price no matter what team's in town. So you look around tonight, it's a huge crowd here at the porch, and all you need to do is have one of these to get your 3, 6, or 9-game flex packs. You can put cash on here, use it as a credit card in the stadium. There are special discounts around the concession areas as well. Just go to 888-FAN-RAISE on your phone or RaisBaseball.com and get your flex packs now. Guys, I promise I didn't set this up, but a bachelorette party just broke out here on the porch. There they are.
Yeah, Todd doesn't have to set those up. When he's around, they just naturally occur in nature. And there you are.
Oh, yep, with the sash.
Yeah.
He finds them every time. Or actually, do they find him?
I just think that it's like, you know, H2O is water. It's just a fact of nature. You put Todd Callis out, bachelorette party, and then a good time. Line shot, that's going to be fair off the bat of Brock Holt. Back into the right field corner. Holt into second with a stand-up double. Hit the ball sharply, a 1-0 pitch. It's his third double of the year.
Well, Boston getting out to a quick start, something they've not been able to do against Chris Archer so far in this game, but a ball middle of the plate, almost middle in. Brock Holt's able to get the bat head out, line it by Loney, and a threat here for the Red Sox.
Well, the first time that either club has put the leadoff man on. The Red Sox have been waiting until there were 2 out, with the exception of the Pedroia walk, and that came with 1 out in the third. So they've now had runners in each of the front 5. And here's Xander Bogaerts, who's been red hot. There's a strike. 84 pitches through 4 innings for Archer. 46 of those came with 2 outs.
Far too many.
I mean, he very easily could be in the mid-60s in pitch count here in the 5th.
And the one thing we know about Rays pitching in general, you get 6 innings from the starter, they're going to win. You get 6 innings from Chris Archer, he's going to win almost every time. And so that becomes a very important stat. And you're right, that's an inordinate, get it right sometime, of number of pitches with 2 outs, where you have a chance to close a guy out on 2 or 3 pitches. And how many times 2 outs being up in the count?
Yep.
0-2, 1-2, and guys finding their way on base.
Bogaerts now down in the count, 1-2.
Late movement, and that's what Chris Archer can get when he goes to that 2-seamer. That pitch will dive right under the bat of a right-handed hitter, and he cannot adjust in time because of the velocity.
Scoring threat in the 5th by Boston. Tap foul. Take a look at our lows. Never stop improving. Well, a quality start. Look at this. The Rays are 14-1, and a quality start. That figures out to an ERA of 4.5. Really.
That's 6 innings or more, 3 earned runs or fewer.
And 14-1 if they get a quality start.
What's shocking is the sheer number. Look at the other ones, 20, 23, 26, 26. The Rays are only 15. But they've made them count. I'd like to see more of them because of that record.
1-2 pitch again. That's low. Now 2-2. Pedroia on deck, Ortiz behind him. So that leadoff guy gets on for Boston. You've got your work cut out for you. Even when these guys have not been swinging the bats all that well, it's danger. And this guy, Bogaerts, has been swinging the bat extremely well coming into this game. Brock Holt is the runner on second. He led off with a double. And now full count.
How about this? Referencing that graphic that we just had up, the Rays with 15 quality starts. That is the fewest quality starts in Major League Baseball.
There you are.
Who would have thought that?
Well, here's the thing. People talk about pitching and this offense. And they are frustrated by their offense. But that number right there tells you more about how this season has gone than any other number with this team. Strike 3 call at the knees. Bogarts out on strikes for the 3rd time.
I still don't get it. A full count. And Boston a number of times tonight. Fastballs right there. I mean, that ball's down in the zone, no question. But that's center of the plate and just taking them for strike 3.
So a very big strikeout for Archer. He has 8 on the night. Now it's Pedroia who's drawn 2 of the 3 walks issued by Archer. He starts him slider down, 1 ball, no strikes. Outside third, foul. 1-1. Pitch count in the mid-90s now. And here we are, 1 on, 1 out in the 5th. That's where all of those pitches with 2 outs in an inning starts to take a toll. Out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rays 2-1 against Boston this year, winning 2 out of 3 up at Fenway. They won that day-night doubleheader. Holt is led off with a double. He's at second with 1 out. And Pedroia is out on strikes. Reaching for that one. Back-to-back strikeouts.
And I think right there, Dustin Pedroia looking for the heater. That was a hanging slider that stayed out over the plate. An awkward swing. Seen some interesting at-bats here by Boston after that leadoff double. Archer able to capitalize, pick up 2 strikeouts. And Jim Hickey to the mound with Ortiz coming to the plate.
Well, here he is. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts after the leadoff double. Ortiz, who has had a difficult time lately, but did have the base hit against the shift into left in the first on a broken bat hit, is 1 for 2 in this game. So he's 4 for 10 lifetime against Archer. And the Rays, with first base open, will walk him intentionally, and that first pitch was pretty close to the plate. Ortiz all set to take 4 pitches, and now that woke him up a little bit. So he's going to get the intentional walk with Mike Napoli's right-handed bat on deck. So here's just on the matchup numbers. Ortiz, who is 4 for 10 off Archer, getting the intentional walk, and Napoli, who has struck out twice tonight, is 1 for 10 against Archer. So there it is, the intentional pass to get Napoli up here. But still a very scary guy to have at the plate.
Mike Napoli, one of the guys who struck out looking on a 3-2 fastball that was right down the middle. Then in his second at bat, a 2-2 slider that caught him looking. You see the numbers right there.
Two men on with 2 men out. And that's a check swing on a fastball fouled back. Strike one. That's 102 pitches now for Archer tonight. Boxberger in the bullpen. Escobar. So the Rays get out of that spot. No runs after the leadoff double. A 2-out intentional walk. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. No score. Is brought to you by Nissan. Get to your local Nissan store for the ride of your life and save big today. Shop at ChooseNissan.com. By Angry Orchard Hard Cider, Branch Out. And by Tradewinds Island Resorts. So many ways to just let go on St. Pete Beach. John Lackey lets go of his first pitch. The bottom of the 5th underway. A fastball that misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Sean Rodriguez, Yunel Escobar, and Ryan Hannigan. Rays have stranded 3. The Red Sox have stranded 8. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Just doing a little simple math here, looking at Archer's pitch count. Chris, through 5 innings, has made 103 pitches. And over half of those, 52, have come with 2 outs. So if you give 5 innings, 5 hitters, and he used 4 pitches on those 5 hitters, that's 20. So that's 32 extra pitches. So you take those off his total right now. I mean, he'd have 71 pitches through 5 instead of 103.
Yeah, that you know, probably close to a best case scenario, but certainly something that he could do with 2 outs.
Sure.
And, you know, I think that every start that you have, there are things that you walk out of that start that you liked about what you did and what you didn't like. and you say, how can I get better? Identify something and then figure out a way to get better. And I think this is one of those starts that if that was the final inning for Chris Archer, he's got to love the fact that he threw up 5 zeros.
Yeah.
Not going to be happy with the fact that it took him that many pitches when he had opportunities to get out of those innings much quicker. So that'll be something that he identifies, hopefully, and goes to try to find a way to get better at
that. You think about it. If a guy's in the low 70s, or if it's not best case scenario and he's in the upper 70s, maybe 80.
Yeah.
Through 5, you'll take that every time.
Well, that'll give you 6-7 innings if you can be efficient, which we've seen him be able to do. So
that's what he's shooting for now. This is where he is. This is where he's been. Oh, there's the strike 3 call. Sean Rodriguez not happy. Lackey's 3rd strikeout.
You know, and you can understand Sean Rodriguez wondering about that pitch, because that's not been a strike tonight. This has been a very narrow strike zone as far as those borderline pitches have gone the hitter's way, except for that one right there, and it cost Sean Rodriguez an at-bat and a strikeout.
Here's Hidel Escobar. There's a strike. Sherwater, 31-year-old plate umpire. It's now 1-1. Ryan Hannigan on deck. Into center field. There's Bradley to make the catch, and Escobar is retired. So 6 in a row retired.
The catcher, Ryan Hannigan.
It's 13 out of 14 retired by Lackey. Be back it up to the 1st inning. 2 outs, bases empty. You got Hannigan on a ground ball to 3rd to open the 3rd. Now Ryan hits with the bases empty and 2 outs in the 5th. Popped up. It's going to carry foul. Yankees lead the White Sox 3-1 in the top of the 3rd in Chicago. It's outside Derek Jeter at shortstop tonight, and he ties Luis Aparicio, who distinguished himself with the White Sox and the Orioles. He ties Aparicio for 2nd most games at shortstop in Major League history, behind Omar Vizquel. Not going to have enough time, since he's going to retire, to catch Vizquel on the all-time list of games at shortstop. But he will surpass Aparicio, and he will have played, Jeter will have played the most games in the American League at shortstop. Ground ball to 3rd. Holt makes the throw to 1st. It's a 1-2-3 5th. We head into the 6th. No score. through 5. Chris Archer with 9 strikeouts. He had 11 in September of 2012 against Texas. 9 tonight through 5 with 103 pitches, and John Lackey has matched him. 72 pitches through 5 of 3-hit shutout baseball. No walks and 3 strikeouts.
Here we are. I mean, into the 6th inning. Scoreless ball game. Chris Archer back out there. That's the other thing that'll run up your pitch count when you're striking guys out at the clip that he is. Almost 2 an inning. Those 9 punch outs. You remember that was Jake Odorizzi. That was an issue that he had in a couple of starts ago. 5 innings, 11 punch outs.
Well, there you go. Wow. Dominating with strikeouts. A couple of ground ball outs and 4 fly ball outs. 112 pitches, the career high in a single outing for Archer. 104 this year. He's about to match that with his first pitch to A.J. Pierzynski, who taps it foul. Pierzynski, then Shane Victorino and Grady Sizemore. Out of play the other way, 0-2. Boxberger up again in the Rays bullpen.
Who's Boxy earmarked for? Who do you got?
Well, the trend for Archer is he gets the first 2 guys out. So he gets 2 guys out, then you take them out.
Done. It's a full day. You have his 112, 113 pitches.
There you go.
I like it.
He's ahead of Pierzynski. Pierzynski fouls this one out of play. Four hits for the Red Sox, 3 hits for the Rays. And it's up and away. Looked like a changeup.
Yep. Not very many of those tonight, but for Chris Archer, it hasn't really needed it. There's his change grip. This is a pitch that he said has felt good in bullpens, and it is a good pitch for him, but, it's one of those pitches where if you're going to use it infrequently, it's tough to be sharp with.
Pierzynski, defensive swing there to stay alive.
How in the world did he get to that? That's a slider. Looked like it was destined for the top of the plate. And you'll see Pierzynski just reaching out whatever he can. Actually, yeah, right in front of the plate. One more angle. Oh.
Yeah, I think the plate fouled that pitch off. Not sure he fouled it off the plate or the plate just fouled it. 2-2. And the count is full. So he got ahead of Pierzynski. Now a full count.
Well, at 110, this may be his last guy, so just get him out and be done with it.
Nine strikeouts, 3 walks for Archer. 3-2 to Pierzynski. He got him, struck him out. So 10 strikeouts for Archer.
Well, he's going to backdoor this slider, and that was well located. Pierzynski always has something to say.
Whether he says anything or not, he has something to say.
It's not his fault that you missed it. Actually, it is.
And here's Shane Victorino. Pitch is high. How about that? A 3-2 slider.
How about the fact that Arch is still out there at 112 pitches?
I'm telling you, 2 guys.
You think?
And then the 3rd guy.
You look at you. I think if he can get him like on the next pitch or two, maybe. Hey, this is one of those growing up moments. Chris Archer's never been stretched out this far.
Yeah, he's surpassed his career high by 1 pitch so far.
And you know what? When you look at it from the dugout, you look at it from up here, he hasn't lost anything. Velocity's still there. Good break on the slider. Just saw that. So as long as you're still effective and your stuff is still there, along with your command, then you keep rolling with them.
Well, he's behind Victorino. That's a strike. The double figures in the strikeout department for Chris Archer. That's Sizemore on deck. It's popped up. Archer making the call in front of the mound.
Nice.
2 gone.
See,
right
they
there
can do it.
Yeah.
They can do it. I love it. Talk about taking, it's all about communication. Take control right there. He called it. He called it first. Boom.
There you are. So 2 outs here in the 6th, and now Sizemore up here. Got a chance to get through 6.
Yeah, this is it. This is all you could have. This is great. This is great. Chris Archer getting a chance to extend that pitch count to get through 6 innings.
Sizemore takes strike 1. Sizemore's been on twice. He has singled and walked. And this really is a nice inning if Archer can get through it.
It sets up the bullpen. Then you start thinking about, you're already able to get to that back end. You start thinking McGee, Peralta, Oviedo, Balfour.
He's got some slice and will be foul out of the reach of Joyce. 0-2.
And then you're just banking on the fact that your back end of the bullpen guys are just going to go in there for their 1 inning, throw up a 0, and eventually your offense scrapes one across against Lackey or their bullpen.
Yep.
And that's the ball game. And that's the way it's going to be played out for right now. And Chris Archer growing up tonight.
Yeah, and this is a great inning. 2 outs now, 2 strikes. Now finish him with the pitch count being at 118. And he does. He got him. Strike 3 call. A 1-2-3 6th inning. And so Chris Archer gets that 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. It comes here in the 6th. No score. through 6 innings with 119 pitches tonight and finished with a 1-2-3-6.
Yeah, and so how about the Rays offense now? Put them in line for the win. 3rd time through.
Yeah, that's the other thing that being able to pitch through the 6th inning does for you. In a tie game like this, it gives you a chance to pick up a win if the Rays can get to Lackey here in the 6th.
Well, 3rd time through the lineup has been troublesome for Lackey. Hit the average against him 373, and let's hope that holds through right here.
Little tap to the right side, and the glove toss. Pedroia got it over there to Napoli.
Well, Chris Archer once again primarily the fastball and the slider, and really confounded the Red Sox hitters. He was able to cross up a number of them on fastballs that caught a lot of the plate. Other times he was able to lock them up on well-placed fastballs like that, or the David Ortiz take that pitch off of the plate and expand the zone. So overall, a tremendous job by Chris Archer. He kept his stuff through 119 pitches, was given the opportunity to go out there for the 6th. He finished it off in style. Great outing.
Yeah, he didn't lose a thing.
No.
Not one thing.
No, and he finished off, you know, as you said, all those pitches wasted with 2 outs. He got 2 outs in his final inning, and it was strike 1, strike 2, front door 2-seamer, see you later, finish it off in style. That was great.
Foul ball. Longoria 2 for 2 tonight. He has 2 of the 3 hits the Rays have picked up off Lackey. So a good one going tonight, and there is Jake McGee up in the bullpen. The ball, 2 strikes. Joyce on deck. This one served into center, and Evan is 3 for 3. 1 out, base hit. Well, we'll see what the Rays can do now with a base runner.
Well, how many times have we seen Evan do this? This pitch right on the borderline. You got to cover, though. You've got to be able to go out there, and you see it was on the corner. But 2-strike hitting, something that Evan's done a nice job of. Shorten up the swing, good plate coverage, and just giving himself a chance. He drops that one in.
Well, that's 4 straight hits for Longoria now, going back into last night. Here's Matt Joyce. Well, Matt would like to get a hold of one here. 1 for 2 in this game. Down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Red Sox have dropped 7 in a row, 8 out of their last 9. They have not lost 8 in a row since they dropped their last 8 games of the season in 2012.
And we remember that very well around here.
It's over but low. 2 balls, no strikes. Two and one. dropped the first 2 games of the stand to Oakland, 3-0 and 3-2. Won last night 5-2 and 11. Scoreless in this one in the 6th. There goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled out of play. Fastball foul down the left side.
We talked about this earlier in the game. You got a scoreless tussle going on right now, so if it's not going to be the long ball, you're going to have to manufacture something. Put somebody in motion. You saw Evan going. Joyce going to try to little hit and run there, put the ball into play. And John Lackey has been susceptible to the stolen base. Trying to add that element of pressure.
Now the 2-2. Close, and the count's going to go to 3-2. Lackey missed with the fastball. Let's take a look how close this was. Pretty close.
Close for the most part tonight has not counted, unless you're Sean Rodriguez. And they got him on one that was probably a little bit off.
A full count to Matt Joyce. Runner goes, the pitch, ball 4. The Rays have 2 men on. Longoria breaking on the pitch, moves into second on the walk to Joyce.
Well, another close pitch. Well, watch Przinsky come out quick to maybe make the throw. When you do that, you do not allow the home plate umpire, whoever it may be, to get a real good look at that pitch. And if it's borderline, the borderline have been going against them anyway. And I think John Farrell's going to go out here. He's going to talk to John Lackey, and then he's going to have a few words for Stu on the way out.
Yeah, those last 2 pitches on a normal night very well could be strikes.
Yep. I mean, one comes to mind that was a borderline pitch that went against the hitter, and it was the fastball away to Sean Rodriguez.
So Will Myers will be up here against Lackey. Will jumped on the first pitch in the 4th inning and lined out to the left fielder. So it's Myers and Lackey. Will had a couple hits off Lackey up at Fenway, including a double off the Green Monster. And the Rays saw him on the 29th of April.
His at-bats, too, have been getting better and better, hitting the ball hard. A number of times in yesterday's game, nothing really to show for it. And I think this is where the Rays break through tonight. Right here, right now.
Lackey in the mid-80s now in pitch count. It's only the 2nd time tonight the Rays have had 2 men on base in the same inning. And he fouls it 0-2. Longoria singled and Joyce has walked. Those are the only 2 runners they've had, with the exception of Myers, who reached on a fielder's choice when he forced Joyce in the 1st. Rays with 4 hits and a walk. Longoria has 3 hits. Joyce has 1 hit and the walk. And tomorrow it'll be Jake Peavy against David Price, and we'll be with you at 3:30 tomorrow. The middle game of this series right here at Tropicana Field.
Early game tomorrow.
Sports. Yeah.
You may have to start without me because I got an appointment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll make it, but we'll hold the fort until you get here.
Done.
Okay. Glad we mentioned it.
I may have rolled in like the 6th. Hey, everybody.
What's the pitch count? Time for me to come in?
Maybe we can start now.
0-2 the count here on Will Myers. And Will's going to get time granted. So Lackey with the runners on, really slowing the pace. He pretty much set the pace his way until now.
These are big pitches that he is making because.
And a chopper down to third. Holt to Pedroia, one first base, safe at first. The hustle of Myers getting down the line. John Farrell comes out, and so he's going to talk it over with Vanover and see what he wants to do.
That was very similar to the play from the first inning where Dustin Pedroia threw that ball a little bit late. And Myers made it in safely, easily. This one much closer. Holt to Pedroia, and let's take a look.
Lackey wanted a double play there, but that big chop on the part of the ball hit by Myers prevented the double play, and Myers busting it down the line.
Well, that's one thing that he always does, is run hard down the line. And you'll see right there, ball in the back of the glove, Myers in the middle of the bag.
And for a big guy, that's some low flying.
I tell you, he's a long strider. Long, fluid strides. He covers a ton of ground.
So the Rays inning is still alive. Longoria at third, Myers at first. Here's James Loney. Well, why wouldn't you want this guy up here? He is the guy. He bounces it foul, strike one.
Does it count if it's close to the 7th?
Yeah, this is close enough. 2 outs in the 6th.
Okay. This guy, I'll tell you, 404.
Yeah, for this we'll change the border just a little. Let it drop into the 6th. Little loop right there. Oh, 1 count. Fouls it. Two strikes the count. Each team with 4 hits. Rays trying to push something across here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Loney down to 2 strikes. 2 ground ball outs for Loney tonight. Working over the bat handle. Lackey shoots it inside off the plate. 1-2. Get some limbering going on down there in the bullpen. Up the left field side of the Red Sox. Myers goes, ball hit on the ground, is short. Regards throw to first in time, and the Rays do not score in the 6th inning, leaving 2 on to the 7th. No score. Red Sox, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. For the Rays, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. As promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to be shown at an upcoming game broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Our Fiat pitching change finds the big left-hander Jake McGee taking over for Archer.
Tremendous body of work for Jake McGee, and this is his inning. Typically the 7th when things are going well for the Rays.
Due to face Jackie Bradley Jr., the number 9 hitter, then back around to the top of the order, Brock Holt and Xander Bogaerts. Bradley 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch is a ball. Archer worked 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, no runs. He struck out 11, which matches his career high in 119 pitches. High fly ball, shallow center. 1 away. Jennings handles that one.
Well, Jake McGee, one of the things that makes him so successful is the ability, and his command has improved this year, but the ability to fire that mid to upper 90s fastball right at the top of the strike zone. Right at the top of the strike zone, and that's been a pitch that this Rays pitching staff has really used to exploit opposing lineups, especially recently. Climb the ladder, let them see it good. They can't get to it. A lot of pop-ups, a lot of swing-throughs.
Here's Brock Holt, who doubled to open the 5th inning and was left on base. First pitch is a strike.
That's another reason why the decision by Jake McGee to go back to the curveball as his secondary pitch and continue to try to incorporate that into his game is huge. Elevated fastballs and curveballs. How many guys in this Rays staff have we seen make that work?
Yep.
There it is.
Chop out to second. Sean Rodriguez takes care of that one. 2 up and 2 down. Tomorrow is a full day of MLB action, beginning with the Rangers taking on the Tigers on Fox Sports 1. Then it's the season premiere of Baseball Night in America on Fox as the Cardinals battle the Reds. The Royals square off against the Angels, or the Nationals take on the Pirates. Our MLB doubleheader begins Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and continues at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Xander Bogaerts lifts a high fly ball into left. Joyce there to make the catch, and it's a quick 7th inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Red Sox. No score. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. David Price will be the subject of the interview, and Orestes will break down Red Sox second baseman Dustin Pedroia. John Lackey, 91 pitches, starts the bottom of the 7th. Here's Desmond Jennings. Takes the pitch too low. Desmond nothing of 2 with a fly ball to right and a strikeout. Two and nothing. Sean Rodriguez next, then Yunel Escobar. Drops a strike in there. Slider at the knees. It's 2-1. Down to third. Holt has to back up on this. Gets rid of it in a hurry, but it's too high. He found himself backing up on that ball, and with Jennings going down there, a hurried throw. Napoli had to leave the bag.
Every one of those choppers down to Holt tonight, he is backed up, and he's been able to afford to. Once you do that on Desmond Jennings, you got to rush the throw. You can see he doesn't step into it. The ball sails, and there's your base runner. Watch him just not be able to step into the throw like you'd like and drive that ball over there. It floats, and now you got speed on the base paths against a pitcher who is susceptible to the running game.
4th error of the year charged to Holt. Will Middlebrooks out with the fractured finger. There's Sean Rodriguez. Red Sox thinking about that situation with Middlebrooks out. They're going to move Bogaerts to third. They signed Drew, Stephen Drew, but he's not ready yet. And so in the interim, Bogaerts is still at short. Holt is playing third. He's committed the error. He bunts. Holt scoops the throw to first in time, and down to second goes Jennings. So the Rays bunt Jennings up to second. Sacrifice Holt to Napoli. And the Rays will have Yunel Escobar, who's 0 for 2 tonight, but with a pretty good body of work in his career against Lackey. The Rays will have a couple shots with Escobar and Hannigan due up, and Jennings in scoring position. Escobar lined out to the center fielder Bradley in the 5th inning, struck out in the 2nd. Ground ball headed toward the shortstop. Bogaerts to his left. So Jennings advances to third as Escobar grounds out on the first pitch. That's the second out. Rays left 2 men on base in the 6th. Left a man at first in the 3rd inning and left runners at first and third in the 1st. So Ryan Hannigan trying to come up with a big 2-out development here.
Been stuck on those 22 runs batted in for a while now. Make it 23 or 24 even.
Yeah, why not 24? Nice even number.
Yeah. I like it.
Where's 24? So why not 24 here? Pitch is down and away. Some break on it, out of the zone. 1-0. 98 pitches for Lackey right now, and Andrew Miller's in the bullpen, the lefty. How about that? Is a nice set of numbers with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
Well, veteran hitter able to lock it in big situations. Just try to hit the ball hard somewhere in play and take your chances.
One and one the count. Hannigan takes a close look, and that ball is a called strike. Take a look at this one.
Yeah, this is.
Well, flip a coin out there right now. That zone has been tight. That one a strike, however. Off the plate. Hannigan would not offer. It's 2-2. Scoreless in the 7th. Ground ball right side. It's Napoli making the play unassisted. Rays leave Jennings at third. Do not score. We go to the 8th. Still scoreless. And Joel Peralta enters the game, the third race pitcher. How about this? Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And with this performance, Joel Peralta will match Dan Wheeler in the most relief appearances in Rays history, ahead of Esteban Yan and J.P. Howell. So there you are. Peralta in for appearance number 250 in a Rays uniform.
23rd this year, 20 1/3 innings, 21 strikeouts, and another big spot. He would have it no other way. Likes to be used quite a bit. Leads this team in appearances just about every year, as you can tell by that graphic. He's been able to do that in just over a year and a half, 2 years.
Yep.
At least it seems like that. Yeah,
it does. It certainly does.
But he's in a tight one here. Scoreless game.
Yep.
In the middle of this Boston lineup. Imagine it working out like that. 3, 4, and 5.
Mm-hmm. So he matches Dan Wheeler. Dan's going to represent the team at the draft, which is a cool thing.
He better get that pick right.
I know. It's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Well, here's Pedroia. Pitch low and outside from Peralta. 1 ball, no strikes. Pedroia, then Ortiz, and Napoli due up. So the numbers for Pedroia against Peralta pretty good for Pedroia. He's got good numbers against a lot of good pitchers. Upstairs, 2-0. Archer for 6, and how about McGee? A 5-pitch 1-2-3-7. He continues to be dominant. I'll tell you, they've got to think about him for the All-Star game with what he's done so far, Jake McGee.
Absolutely.
It's 2-1. Ortiz on deck. Chopper toward the middle. Glove by Rodriguez, and what a scoop at first. Nice play all around. Sean Rodriguez up the middle, and then the play at first by Loney to keep Pedroia off the bag.
This is going to be a tough angle to throw for Sean Rodriguez, and so he knows, look at, he's got to go to the shortstop side at second base, throw across his body, but he also understands just get it on line and get it close. That's what he does, and that's what that man does.
David Ortiz, he was intentionally walked in the 5th inning. One of 4 walks allowed by Archer, who pitched the first 6, struck out 11, which ties his career high. He had a career high 119 pitches. Archer, McGee, and now Peralta. That pitch just missed. Around the plate, perhaps. Ortiz 3 of 16 against Peralta. Big shift is on for Big Papi. Foul ball. With the shift on in the first, Ortiz broke his bat and hit one into left field. A good piece to the right of Escobar. And he remains the lone man on the left side of the infield. Pitch is down. It's 2 balls and a strike. Base is empty. 1 out. 2-1 to count. Ortiz shoots it into shallow right, and Sean Rodriguez makes that long throw, and it's a good healthy throw and plenty of time. So he was positioned perfectly.
And that's exactly why you play Sean Rodriguez so deep. David Ortiz doesn't have the blazing speed, but you give him a lot of room out there. Hits the ball hard. This was right at him, but because of that, strong throw still gets him by plenty.
Two outs in the 8th. This is Mike Napoli. 2 strikeouts and a line drive to short. Gives Napoli an 0 for 3 evening. One ball, no strikes. And the career numbers for Napoli against Peralta. One of those 2 hits and 9 at bats, a home run, 3 strikeouts. Big cut and a miss. Breaking ball.
And the swing was out of whack. You see Napoli get started here, foot down. Now he's got to wait. Everything just comes unglued right there as far as rhythm and tempo of the swing.
That's a strike. 1 and 2. Interesting thing about Napoli. Here's a guy who got some power, but this guy's on base a lot. You know, he sees so many pitches, and he's got that combination. In fact, he's 3rd right now in the league in on base percentage.
Well, you referenced earlier the number of pitches he sees per at bat. He's going to walk a ton. He can be productive with the swing. You said he's got power all fields, right, center, all the way on over.
Cut, a bouncer foul.
And he almost got quicked right there by Peralta. He will save that every now and then, typically with 2 outs.
So he's ahead of him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zawa up in the bullpen for Boston. Upstairs, 2 and 2. Blue Jays have beaten Oakland tonight. That's the final now, 3-2. Counts 2-2 here on Napoli. Close, but a full count. All the way out. Thing about Peralta, you're never quite sure what pitch he's going to throw or when he's going to throw it. 3-2. He pops him up. Right side. Loney is there along with Rodriguez, and Loney from first makes the catch. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. We are still scoreless. another one going right down to the wire. David DeJesus leading off the bottom of the 8th with John Lackey still out there. DeJesus thinking about trying to bunt that pitch, a curveball, and he takes it in there for a strike. DeJesus, Longoria, and Joyce due up for the Rays here in the 8th. 35-year-old right-hander John Lackey still out there on the hill, but 2 pitchers busy in the bullpen for Boston. See Lackey 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs. Archer 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs. A career high 11 strikeouts. That ties his career high in strikeouts for Archer.
And both of these starters, a great job. Obviously, by those lines, the Rays bullpen, a great job. McGee, I mean, what, 5-pitch 7th? Peralta, right down through the middle of the Red Sox order. 3, 4, and 5. He gets it done.
Zawa and Miller, righty lefty in the bullpen. Oviedo up in the Rays bullpen. It's 2-2. Baltimore beat Cleveland 8-4, and Chris Davis hit his 7th home run. Tapper foul. Drove in 4 runs, also had a double. So the Orioles win, and the Blue Jays have won. Blue Jays have won 4 in a row. And they nest atop the East. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit into center field for David DeJesus. 2-2 pitch right back over the mound and over the bag and through into center. So the Rays have something cooking here in the bottom of the 8th inning, putting the leadoff man on, and that brings John Farrell out of the dugout. Pitching change coming for the Red Sox.
It's going to be a kids giveaway while supplies last. Kids 14 and under get these David Price and Astro dog tags. They've got Price's picture and Astro's picture on the front. On the back, you got number 14 and the paw print. Don't forget on Sunday as well, courtesy of the Tampa Bay Times, families of 4 or more, any cars with 4 or more vehicles parked for free. So it's a big day to bring the family out. While supplies last, kids 14 and under get these David Price and Astro dog tags on Sunday afternoon, guys.
All righty. Well, here we go. Rays with DeJesus at first. nobody out. Lackey, 108 pitches. Responsible for a runner on as he leaves. 3 strikeouts and a walk. Tazawa on for the 22nd time.
Well, 20 innings, just 4 walks. He's going to be around the plate. He's got good stuff. Runner aboard, nobody out.
Pitch is upstairs to Longoria. Evan 3 for 3 on the night. Big cut there on a fastball up. It's 1-1. Tazawa in 71 games last year. Matt Joyce on deck. On the outside edge. Mid-90s fastball makes it 1-2.
Let's take a look. Tazawa goes down and away. It's close enough, but not many of those pitches have gone the Rays' way on the other side.
The ground ball, third base. Holt to Pedroia, 1. First base, not going to be in time. So Longoria reaches on a fielder's choice. DeJesus forced at second for the first out.
Yeah, those choppers to third and Holt backing up on him to try to get a good bounce, and the Rays have been able to beat out a few of those. And you just never know when that will come into play later in an inning. See how Holt backs up to get the good bounce, the feed to Pedroia, but all of that takes time. And that allows Longoria to get there safely. David DeJesus going in there, trying to break it up as best he can.
And John Farrell out to make another pitching change. He wants the left-hander. The new pitcher. Rays Live coming up. Post game presented by Checkers. Todd Narestis will anchor the coverage. Joe Madden's press conference. Kelly Nash will have interviews from the clubhouse. All of that, our continuing coverage after our live coverage of Rays baseball against the Red Sox tonight. Andrew Miller, the new pitcher, makes his 23rd appearance. Brandon Guyer pinch hitting, lifts a fly ball into center. First pitch fastball, and it's caught by Bradley.
Well, this is a guy that will give you a lot to look at. Tall, lanky, long arms, long legs, good stuff. You saw the 31 strikeouts in 20-plus innings.
And Will Myers will get a look at it. Will 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on a fielder's choice twice. It's going to be up the right side, out of play for a strike. There's the strike, 0-2. Having the runner at first, reaching on a fielder's choice. Miller ahead of Myers. The cut and a miss. Myers out on strikes. So the Rays are finished in the 8th, and we'll head into the 9th with this game tied, no score. Scoreless. Fox Sports Supports is especially proud to recognize the Army's Gold Star Pin campaign, which honors the families of fallen service members. To learn more, visit goldstarpins.org. Brandon Guyer will stay on after pinch hitting and play left field. Juan Carlos Oviedo will be the new Rays pitcher in the 9th. On for the 14th time, one step at a time, and it's gotten better and better.
It has. I mean, since the beginning of the month, since May 1st, he's had 9 appearances covering 10 2/3 innings and has given up 3 hits, no runs. The velocity's gotten better. The changeup has stayed true. And he's been quite impressive, as you see here, taking this inning that typically goes to your closer when you're at home, tie game in the 9th.
A.J. Pierzynski leads off and jumps on the first pitch, pulling it foul. Looking for that first pitch fastball, and he was out in front.
0-1.
Pierzynski eyeing it down the line.
I think there was an ongoing conversation going between Pierzynski and Will Myers in that last at bat.
Very observant of you.
Didn't like it.
A liner into right and a base hit. Pierzynski on to start the ninth. So the Red Sox put the leadoff hitter aboard for the second time tonight. The last time was a leadoff double in the fifth by Brock Holt.
That looked to be a changeup that didn't quite have the late finish on it. Pierzynski actually did a nice job of staying back enough on it to get the barrel to it.
Now Shane Victorino. Shows the bunt. It's up and in. And Hannigan reaching up to receive that pitch.
Wow, that ball tracking almost got the bat. He squared around and watch this thing come. Whoa.
Torino popped out to Archer back in the sixth inning, his last at bat. A couple of ground balls to third. That's a strike. 1-1. Uehara in the bullpen. The bunt down to second out there. Longoria back down to Escobar. So they get Pierzynski the lead man.
Well, that's because they know who they have running. A.J. Pierzynski not going to win any races. And here you go. Watch this. Going to bunt. Victorino gets it down nicely, but Longoria knows exactly where he's going to go with that ball, and they plenty of time. You saw him get the great jump there off of third, and you're playing right into the Rays' hands when you're going to bunt like that. Very friendly, Escobar.
Here's Grady Sizemore. And a toss to first. The runner is Victorino. So the numbers for Sizemore against Oviedo. 3 out of 8 with a home run.
That was off Leo Nunez. That was off Leo Nunez.
That's right. Different guy completely. We don't know who that guy is. We really don't know who that guy is. Toss to first. Victorino is back in. So it's 1 on, 1 out.
Thank goodness for cough buttons.
Sizemore has reached twice with a single and a walk. Strike at the knees. Archer, McGee, Peralta, now Oviedo. to the other way. That's headed out of play. Longoria over there just in case, but no chance. 2-strike count here in the 9th inning on Sizemore. It's a scoreless game. Each team with 5 hits. And an issue with Victorino over at first. John Farrell comes out with the Boston trainer. Checking with Victorino, and he's limping as he leaves. So the Red Sox are going to have to go to the bench with Victorino departing after he reached on the fielder's choice. See if we pick up anything. You know, he's had all kinds of issues over the last couple of years. Hamstrings, one of them.
Yeah,
back issues. Johnny Gomes going to run for him. So Gomes will run for Victorino.
He's running for Victorino, number 5, Johnny Gomes.
Take a look. Oh yeah, right there gives a little idea. That hamstring again.
And it looked as if he was going down to first base, not quite all the way 100%, kind of was gliding in there towards the end, and that's the culprit, I believe. We believe.
Line down to the bullpen.
Guys just make plays on both sides, left and right.
Done it before, and you act like you've been there before.
Ball's got some hook on it. Played nicely.
Yep. No cause for alarm. He's got the glove.
And the double ear flaps.
Two-strike count. Here it is. Sizemore stays alive and fouls it the opposite side. Oviedo worked an inning in last night's game in the 11th inning 5-2 victory. See Bradley leaving the on deck circle. Karp has replaced him. It's Mike Karp. Foul ball by Sizemore. Sizemore had one of the 4 hits surrendered by Chris Archer. Two-strike pitch again. And he takes a look out there off the plate.
That was a really nice job here of Grady Sizemore. That's a borderline pitch after he's gotten him to swing at a few. That's a quality pitch right there, and he did a nice job of staying disciplined and laying off of it.
And really a nice job by Oviedo as well to go out there to see if he can get him to offer at that pitch. 1-2. And just enough to stay alive. Very close to ending the at bat there. But the foul ball. So it's a battle between Oviedo and Sizemore. It's a 7-pitch at bat to this point. Sizemore and Oviedo. Trouble getting in sync here for the next pitch to be made. Back at third. Foul. Longoria is going to have room and comes back to make the catch. Sizemore finally fouls out to Evan Longoria on the 8th pitch of the at-bat. 2 away. And now Jim Hickey's going to come out to talk with Oviedo, with Jackie Bradley Jr. being lifted for Carp.
Longoria having to put the brakes on there and come back to make that play. Eyes never leave the baseball.
The Rays go over the pinch hitter Mike Carp with a runner at first and 2 outs.
Mike Carp right now is going to be looking for a get-ahead fastball out over the plate. Just like Przinsky tried to jump on that first pitch fastball and lined it foul. Mike Carp looking for the same thing here.
Over to first. Gomes back in. Johnny Gomes running for Victorino. Carp takes one wide. Carp last year called upon to pinch hit in 19 official at bats. He was 5 for 19 as a pinch hitter last year. 2 of those hits home runs. He had 9 runs batted in as a pinch hitter in those 5 hits. Two balls, no strikes. Ground ball right side. Sean Rodriguez with the toss to first. Well, the Red Sox are out in the 9th, and James Loney will open the bottom of the 9th when the Rays come in to hit. We are Scoreless ball game. Changes for the Red Sox. Mike Carp, after pinch hitting, stays on to play left. Grady Sizemore moves from left to center. And after pinch running, Johnny Gomes stays on and plays right field. Andrew Miller, who got 2 outs in the 8th inning, will open the bottom of the 9th. James Loney will bat against him. Miller's given up 1 home run this year. That was to a left-handed hitter. Loney fouls the first pitch. Strike 1. Loney so far tonight has hit the ball around the infield. He's grounded out to third, to second, and the last time up, a ground ball to the shortstop. So he's 0 for 3, trying to get something started for the Rays in the bottom of the 9th. And he lifts it to the right side. Bogarts, the shortstop, makes the catch inside the left field line. It's the first out. Desmond Jennings now will bat against Miller. To Desmond is outside. You can see him shorten on the bat.
Right now for the Boston infield, only third baseman Brock Holt playing even with the bag. We've seen Desmond do that before. If he can push that by Miller. Napoli playing deep, Pedroia deep. That's a guaranteed base hit. May not do it now.
1-1 to count. 2 balls and a strike. Former Ray Burke Badenhop throwing in the bullpen now for Boston. Ball 3 is inside. It's 3-1.
Andrew Miller could be a little bit frustrated by that previous pitch, that breaking ball that looked like it was a pretty good one out over the plate, not called a strike. Missed badly with that fastball.
It's a strike now. 3-2. And he draws the walk. Miller not too pleased out there. Sean Rodriguez heads to the plate. Yellowwood bringing the lumber, and that's exactly what Sean Rodriguez did last night. Sean Rodriguez belting the home run that made the difference. The walk-off.
Why not 2 nights in a row?
Well, he leads the team in home runs, so this might be the guy to have up there.
Yeah, how about that? Leading the team in home runs and not nearly the number of at-bats compared to the leaders on this team. Taking advantage of his playing time.
Badenhop's down in the bullpen. Shearwater goes out to break up the conference between Brzezinski and Miller, and finally here comes John Farrell. Miller got Loney to pop out, then walk Jennings, so the Rays have speed over at first. Rodriguez due up, and Farrell has just made the call to the bullpen. On the walk, Miller has left in favor of Bert Badenhop with Sean Rodriguez due, but Cole Figueroa will come off the Rays bench to hit against the right-hander Badenhop. Interesting based on recent history. Sean Rodriguez supplying the big blow in last night's game against Gregerson.
Luke Gregerson, sinker baller, sinker slider guy. Sean Rodriguez popped one. I don't know. I'd kind of like to let him see him ride it out here, but Cole Figueroa is called upon.
So Jennings off first, and Badenhop goes over there. Jennings with 9 steals, 9 out of 12 on the year.
Badenhop 18 1/3 innings without giving up an earned run. He's given up 1 run, but it was unearned in that time frame. That takes him all the way back to April the 18th. So he's due.
He is due. We know him from his time with the Rays. He does throw a lot of ground balls. First pitch is a strike. You know, the other side of that ground ball situation, we talked about pitchers pitching up and just up enough. You know, a little below, you could be in trouble. Same thing with sinker ball pitchers on the other end of the spectrum.
Oh yeah, because when it starts to come up, you don't get the sink anymore.
Yeah.
It flattens, and when it flattens and it's 89, 90, that just screams ball game.
Yep. There's the breakout against Badenhop this year.
And another number in Rodriguez's favor, 295 versus righties.
Time granted. Rays with a man on at first. And a toss over there, a little high that time. Runners in scoring position tonight, which we do not have one right now. Boston 0 for 5 and the Rays 0 for 6. We almost had one in scoring position with that toss, though.
High and wide. Pretty good lead out there, too, by Jennings. Oh, yeah.
He's gone. Pitch out, and the throw not in time. He's in there. A stolen base for Jennings. Brzezinski not known as a great catcher when it comes to throwing out base runners, and Jennings taking full advantage.
A great jump right there, and even on the pitch out, it's not even close. Right here, slow on the transfer. Everything takes a long time. The throw sails a little bit, but it wouldn't have mattered if that throw was right on the bag.
Jennings with his 10th steal. Return, nothing doing back there at second base.
Now you just need Figueroa here to just roll one over. Find a hole, roll one over, just like he did in yesterday's game. And end the ball game.
Takes a strike. Puts him down in the count. Fly ball into right center field. That's going to fall in there, and the Rays are going to win this game. Jennings scores, and the Rays pull another walk-off. Cole Figueroa drops it into right center. And the Rays have back-to-back walk-off wins.
Got the jersey off him already. Too good.
That's the first and only hit by either team tonight with runners in scoring position. And you talk about hitting them where they ain't. That's exactly what he did into right center field. Dropped a little fly ball in there to drive in Jennings and give the Rays a 1-0 win. How about that for the rookie? First big league hit yesterday. Game winner tonight.
And he knows what's coming for him, too. Looking to evade. And then right into the scrum.
You watch the bench. And after the magic of last night's victory in 11 innings, 5-2, Rays feeling good about this one. Let's get out of the field and Todd Callis. Todd?
Thanks, Dwayne. Cole, before we talk about the hit, tell me about the evasive action in the outfield. What was going through your head after you saw the whole team coming at you?
I was just like something you dream about when you watch it on SportsCenter or something.
So you're dreaming. Well,
you see it on SportsCenter all the time, people avoiding it. So I was like, well, might as well get in a rundown while I'm here and enjoy the moment as long as I can.
Take us through that at bat. Burke Badenhop, even though he's a righty, the ball's fading against you as a lefty hitter. Can we have that towel? Thank you. You got a towel? All right. I think that could be it. I think you might be safe from now on. So against Badenhop, if you could hear.
Two really close strikes on me, and I knew before I went up, Longo said that if he gets 0-2 on you, he might try to sneak one inside, a fastball inside. So I actually was sitting on the fastball in. I got a decent pitch to hit, and I got to extend it a little bit.
Here it is. So Longo tells you look in here, huh?
Yeah, he's like, if he gets 0-2, you'll try to sneak it in, and I was just kind of waiting for it.
And then as soon as you hit it, you saw the gap. What's going through your head here?
Oh, I was just hoping it would drop. I didn't know where the outfielders were playing. I knew I hit it good, but if they were playing straight up, he might have had a chance at it. So I was just glad that he was playing me opposite field.
baseball highlights. Does this go right to the top?
Oh, yeah. First hit was up there, and then I guess this one trumped it.
And now here you go. Take us through this moment.
I was just like, let's enjoy this for as long as possible. I didn't really care what was going on, but I was like, hey, if I'm going to get a walk-off on national TV, might as well let it last.
And there you see the celebration. Cole, for this team, to win last night's game down to your final out, tonight, not a lot of offense. Your pitchers have done an amazing job keeping you guys around.
They have. It's been amazing. We've been struggling a little bit offensively, and Cobb coming back was a huge lift to the team. And then tonight we got another huge pitching performance. And, I mean, you just can't. Archer went out there and battled, and all we can ask for is maybe scrap a few runs. And I think that's what this team's been doing for the last few years, just scrapping just enough.
Congratulations on the game-winning hit and the first walk-off and the first everything else. Gatorade shower and ice kid pies.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Cole Figueroa wins it for the Rays.
All right, Cole, born in Tallahassee, lives here in the Tampa Bay area. Went to University of Florida, and he wins it for the Rays here tonight. That's going to be a double, and the Rays walk it off 1-0 over Boston.